Hello everyone. I really want to thank you for taking time out of your crazy beginning of the year schedule to come and meet with me. I just wanted to give a brief introduction about who I am and who this new interpreter is that's in all of your classrooms. So as you know, I'm an interpreter, and what most people think of is me signing all day long, but really I'm not just providing service for the deaf student of yours. I'm also providing a service for you and all the students in the classroom. Without me, really, there would be no communication between anyone. So I do work for everybody. And while I'm working, I do honor my own RID CPC. That is my Registry of Interpreters for the Deaf. We have our own code of professional conduct that we learn in our training programs. Now, as well as my CPC and my code of conduct, I work alongside with you guys, so I am a mandated reporter and I do comply with school rules. And if you have any questions about my CPC and what that looks like, feel free to stop by anytime. I'd be more than happy to let you know. Or if you have any questions about my process or why I say or have to do different things on a day-to-day basis, just feel free to let me know. So what you need to know is that I am a part of your education team. So I'm not just interpreting every day. You can see in the picture, it's pretty obvious. The woman dressed in black is an interpreter, and that's kind of what it'll look like in your classroom. I may be sitting, I may be standing up and following you around, just really depends on where the sight line is. That's another thing to keep in mind is I have to have a good sight line to the student so we can see each other and communicate clearly. So I am a part of your education team. My services are planned out and provided by an IEP. I am what you would call a related service provider. I am providing the service of American Sign Language interpreting. And this also complies with the free and appropriate public education, so FAPE, which does allow our student to access an education. Now this one might throw you guys off. Your deaf student could be listening. You never know. Hearing loss is never the same in every person. Some people do identify as deaf. They can't hear or make sense of words or sounds, and they would use American Sign Language mostly all day long. Now, every once in a while, you'll have a student with a unilateral hearing loss. That means that they maybe lost hearing in one ear, could be left, could be right. With these students, you have to keep in mind that they can't always identify where sound is coming from because they're missing one end of their hearing. So a great thing for you guys to do is being able to point to students when a student is having a question. Point back, say their name, repeat the answer or the question so that I get a second chance to hear the question, and your student, if they are using a listening device, has a chance to make sense of who's talking and what their question is. Repeating, pointing, using names are all very important when you have a deaf student in the classroom. It's going to be a little tough to get used to at first, but I guarantee it'll be second nature by the second or third week. You can see these pictures I've got over here. This cartoony woman is wearing an FM system. Your student may have a hearing aid, and there's a little clip that will go onto it. Works just like a radio if you go to an outdoor theater or something like that. You will wear a necklace, pretty much, that has a microphone on it. And you have to be aware that the microphone is on and that it's up so that your voice is carrying to it. And you have to be within it. It depends on each FM system, and we can double check and make sure, but you have to be about 30 to 50 feet within range. An FM system is going to help your student hear, but you still need to be aware of the repeating of questions, pointing, using names. All of these will really help out with using the FM. And another good tip is when you're done teaching, if you take the FM, and we'll show you if you do have an FM, it's a great tool to just turn it off because the student doesn't need to hear you talking or breathing after you've done instruction and they're doing isolated work. And down here is another picture of just a variety of different hearing devices. You might see hearing aids, FM systems, cochlear implants, all that jazz. Well, thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate you coming in today, and let's have a good year.